Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak, Mark Zuckerberg had Dustin Moskovitz, Peter Thiel had Max Lufkin, and I have Robert Brunhage, a Swedish anime Fortnite player that is also really smart and really good at coding. Now, building a business by yourself is damn near impossible. Having a co-founder makes it slightly more realistic. My name is Tadas, and my business went from struggling to make $100 per month to me being able to quit my job and work on this business full time. And there are 3 key reasons I want to share why having a co-founder like Robert is an absolute game changer. But first, I want to talk about how we got here. In March 17, 2022, I made my first commit to the repo called HungerMind, which is now my business. Until that point, I had been a YouTuber, but I wanted to build something that was longer lasting than just YouTube videos. I wanted to create a place to host my content and make it structured, updatable, and searchable. Pretty much a blog. But over time, my ambitions grew. I wanted HungerMind to become more than just that. I started pouring all my free time into this dream business. There was so much to do all the time, and I burned out a few times, and I even had to take some weeks off in order to recover. And then a year later, I was nowhere near where I wanted to be, and was basically ready to quit on this dream. Until I started talking to Robert again. Now, Robert is also a creator. We became friends in around 2019, when we were both uploading Flutter tutorials on YouTube. We went from helping each other make better videos to eventually trying to build a SaaS product together. Now, that SaaS product was a complete failure, and we both got new jobs and kind of did our own thing for a while, until we started talking again a year ago. He was looking for ideas of softwares to build for fun on the side, and I was honestly looking for a lifeline for HungerMind. Fast forward to today, we're here a year later, and I'm working on HungerMind full time. Without Robert joining as a co-founder, there would literally not be a HungerMind. While it's possible to build a business without a co-founder, I want to share 3 reasons why I think you should really try to find your own Robert. Now, the first one is the most obvious one, so let's just get it out of the way. It's just simple mathematics. You can get more done with 2 people than you can with just one. Ideally, if you have skills that complement each other, you can now achieve greater things in different parts of the business. Robert and I have a lot of overlap since we both built creator businesses on our own, but at the same time, Robert is slightly more technical since he's worked as a tech lead for the past 3 years, and I'm slightly more product-oriented since I've worked in DevRel for the past 3 years. Now, given our different skill sets, while still having that breadth of knowledge that we do have from building the creator business, we can make better decisions together. Sam Altman had a quote that it doesn't matter how fast you move if it's in a worthless direction. Picking the right thing to work on is the most important element of productivity and usually almost ignored. There are an infinite amount of ways you could choose to work on a business that can technically be seen as productive. And you might end up working 26 hours a day, but all that work is not worth much if it's going in the wrong direction, or even it's just simply not the optimal direction. With 2 people, you can have a back and forth. You can be more aligned on what is the most important thing you can work on, where the value lies. With 2 people, you can have better ideas. With 2 people, you can have better systems. When I was working on it by myself, I thought I had all the answers. But if I was ready to quit, it clearly wasn't working. Then Robert joined, and I had to verbalize the ideas to him and defend them from his criticism and his feedback. Now, this led us to make a better looking site that converts better, to a much better course that people are enjoying a lot more, and more importantly, a clear direction for the future that we both believe in. Now, building a business is obviously a very hard challenge technically. To build a successful business, you need to have 4 things. You need to solve a problem that people have in a way that they deem valuable, then get them to see your solution, and be convincing enough with your offer that they choose to actually buy it. Now, this is simple, as in there's just 4 steps that need to happen, but each one of them is a massive undertaking. Now, while you're trying to deal with these 4 steps, there's going to be a ton of ups and downs throughout the journey, and it's probably going to take a while, which has a very critical 5th step. You need to stay persistent and sane long enough to actually pull it off. Now, this last one is the most challenging one without a co-founder. While a co-founder definitely helps with all those technical steps, the first 4, they're also there for the emotional support, which is the step 5. Whenever you try really hard on a video or some piece of marketing and it completely flops, they're there to remind you about the bigger picture. Whenever there's a rude email asking for a refund because you only support GitHub authentication, and for some reason they hate GitHub, they're there to help you deal with it. A little side note, am I crazy, or is hating GitHub as a developer a little crazy? Whatever. The right co-founder helps out this throughout this whole roller coaster and makes it slightly more manageable. And this support should go both ways. Or else it's not really a co-founder, it's just a therapist. Now, this last part might not be important to everybody when trying to build a business, but for me, it's the most important thing. Having a co-founder is just way more fun. I have this strong belief that optimizing a business for fun is a guiding principle that leads to success. It already has led to a good amount of success. This past year has been the most fun that I've had while building anything, and this fun came after long days of working at my full-time job. This fun has led us to create a platform that I'm very proud of, a course that I'm super proud of, and a vision for the future that I'm way too excited for. We will see if this guiding principle of optimizing for fun is successful long-term. Like, I didn't quit my job that I actually like to do something that I dislike. For now, this principle has led me to being able to quit my job to work on Hungry Mind full-time and have it actually be able to support me. If you are looking to build a business, I highly recommend having a co-founder. Just a lot more fun, makes it a lot better experience. Now, I want to end with some quick fire tips I found while researching this video. According to YC, which is the biggest startup incubator, the most common reason startups fail is co-founders breaking up. Here are 3 of the most common reasons they break up. So one of the big reasons is they don't respect each other, or they grew not to respect each other. This usually happens when one person starts thinking they could do the other person's job a lot better. If you ever get in this sort of situation, that's a big red flag. The second reason is when both co-founders want to be CEO. Now, that CEO title really doesn't matter at the beginning. You're both going to be doing a lot of crossover work. You're going to be working on the same things. But if the CEO title is such a big key point for each person, it's going to be hard to work out. To me, that kind of seems like both people have a big ego, and that doesn't sound like something that could work really nice. And the third big reason is when their work ethics aren't the same. One person wants to grind nonstop day and night, and another person's just trying to chill and have a lifestyle business. You could see where the beef will happen there. Now, according to what I've researched and kind of just common sense, the biggest way to avoid these issues is communication. Try to never delay having a hard conversation with your co-founder. The relationship between co-founders is the most important part of a business, and that should be prioritized almost over everything. Many co-founders get stuck in the day-to-day of the business and delay hashing out these disagreements. Don't be one of those. Our goal at Hungry Mind is to help people create their businesses. Right now, we do that by teaching the technical skills to build a Flutter application using the best Flutter course on the internet. Making this video made me think if adding a community would be a useful thing to add to this course. Maybe you could find your next co-founder there. Let me know in the comments if this would be something you'd be interested in. Hungry Mind, 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 Hungry Mind.